EYEGASM, a term that originated from the combination of two words, eye and orgasm. It is used to describe a feeling of pleasure just by looking at something. It is mostly used to exaggerate and express one's thought on describing something as satisfying to look at. It can be an image, a video, an art piece, a sus out of context picture, or a show. Elusive Samurai is about a young lord named Shoujo Tokiyuki. A way to describe this boy is he is aloof, energetic, a procrastinator, a troublemaker. I'm basically describing a 12-year-old as long as they're not iPad kids or brain rotted like most of us.
10 out of level 10 Gats, Skibidi Ohio W Riz with a grimace shake.
So the story took place in the 13th century, where all the cool and wicked samurais with hairstyles that can compete with people with a receding hairline, and the monarch government that can be overthrown in matters of seconds. Oh, bruh, this is just episode 1. So Tokiyuki has two options here. Die in his birthland, just give up his life pretty much, or train for 2 years and become the most OP shogun that will forever change Japanese society, but he has to deal with the antics of a shady priest. And he picked the best one that gave Japanese Twitter the biggest gay headcanon tweet I've ever seen in a while. This tweet lives in my head rent-free every time Tokiyuki is blushing. Shit's fucking hilarious. Man, I do love my shonen underdog story, even though I'm already 22 and I've passed the target demographic of these shows. But man, my heart just said we balling with this show. It's the GOAT anime shonen this season. I've watched up to episode 5 and I've been loving each episode for what they showed us. The long journey of watching a boy who mastered the art of being a pussy-ass femboy into becoming an ADC, which just means attack damage carry. I don't play League by the way, I just know some of the terms. With him speccing all his skill points into evasive stats, boy has 1000 crit damage and 1% to crit with how shit his attack is, and his passive skill gives him a 100% crit rate if the enemy is tired as fuck. Brother man needs S tier supports to do some high level damage, and that's where his retainer and his mentor comes into play. Kojiro, the aspiring swordsman of his group, who's probably the best homie that the MC could ask for. Ayako, the Ongabunga strength build of the roster that's complemented with her Genki energy, and every time she speaks my Bocchi the brain rot kicks in because she has the same VA as Nijika, though her VA does a phenomenal job in voicing Genki free-spirited characters. And then there's Hanya. Shizuku, the domestic engineer of the team, is a young, calm, and quite elegant priestess of the group. I mean, her name says it all. She's pretty cute, give her some head pats. And the main man himself, Yorishige, the mentor, the walking punchline of the jokes in the show, and his trustworthy smile. I would trust this man as my PR manager / legal team if someone found out I have been inappropriately interacting with a minor. Subscribe if you don't like predators going for minors instead of an actual beautiful ripe MILF. Anyways, this guy reminds me of Koro Sensei, which, if you didn't know, is the same author who made this and Assassination Classroom, both goated shows by the way. And there's still one character that hasn't shown up yet, and I'm quite hyped to see what character archetype they can fit in the show. Just by their appearance and name, I can tell this guy's gonna be like the kudere and cool samurai, and he has 2 swords, which means he's gonna freaking dual blade. Lastly, the bad guys in the show are portrayed as this figure, an embodiment of what they excel at. First, his uncle's a sussy imposter who fucking snitched and is depicted as an Oni. The second villain, Sadamune. I just love how they exaggerated his eyes. Bro's about to pop them out at any moment. Bro's a literal walking magnifying glass. And then the final boss, Takauji, the villain hiding his dreaded monstrosity in that alluring smile and handsome face. Again, I love the characters, the story, and the journey around Japan to build this army of OP retainers. And then there's the art. You have to be freaking blind to not see the obvious art piece this anime is. Cloverworks gathered the most correct artists from the background artists, animators, music composers, and special effects. My god, EYEGASM's just the word to describe the art and animation of this anime. Literally the first minute of the episode, I thought I was watching a video game cutscene from Ghost of Tsushima. The 3D and lighting of the scene goes really hard. And following that up with Tokiyuki's bouncy pacing, trying to avoid his instructors, and that part I knew they weren't messing around with this quality of the anime. I just love the color choices in this show. The background having these brownish tones and gray tints in there so that it can make the characters' clothes puff off. making them just the center of attention, grabbing your eyes, unless you're Yorishige. Bro's got his own glow filter mixing in with the shadow in front of his face and the dastardly smile oozing that this motherfucker's gonna scam you. Plus, maybe this is just me being delusional, but I feel like they used like a bit of like a grainy texture or added some noise to it to make it feel that they're using this paper texture for the overall aesthetics. And the murder scenes, they don't hold their punches, man. They're overwhelmed with some imageries that really is fucked up, reminding you that this isn't some hand-holding baby games anymore. Shit's about to get real and bro's doing a fucking JoJo pose. I bet he likes sucking dick. This fucking scene made me realize yet again that the animators aren't messing around until it hits this scene of Tokiyuki flushed. Get out of my fucking head! They finally showed Tokiyuki in the zone. This one's absolute cinema in caps. The transitioning to different art styles, man, mwah. Chef's kiss, and 07 to his brother from another mother. The OST for this show knows when to play and fill in that silence, making the scene whimsical and a good example, the first minutes of Tokiyuki trolling his archery mentors, and then after that it's just silence and ambience of natural sounds coming into play when he's talking heart to heart with his brother. The placements of the music really enhances the moments, like the sad flute playing while a mass murder happens in the background, and when he's in the zone fighting his uncle, you get this OST that reminds you of the Chainsaw Man OST. Or more specifically like KENTENSHI, Paranoia, just the atmospheric drums and beats and kicks. It's a good mixture of traditional Japanese music and digital electronic music. So yeah, I'm enjoying this anime a lot, especially the visual presentation. The story's not original. We've seen like a lot of underdog stories rise up to the top, but it sets up itself that you know what the end goal is. What really matters is the journey to get there. The MC who will obviously get OP, and he will have OP teammates. After the anime, I will probably read the manga. They're probably gonna end it on like cliffhanger or a good point to transition to the manga. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching me yap about Elusive Samurai. Do like and sub to the channel and leave a comment down below. I would love to hear it. What do you think about the show? Who's your favorite character in the show? Anyways, that's pretty much it for me. Bye!
10 out of level 10 Gyat Skibidi Ohio W Riz with a grimace shake.